got an invite to a Diddy party or not, and Stephen A. gets trolled by his daughter, and are Shannon Sharpe and Jim Jones having an unk-off?
Plus, joining us later is host and cultural critic Lene Vinay to talk all about her evolution in a new Revolt show.
All right. Welcome to Side Dish.
The world is yours. Sky's the limit.
Hey, what's going on, guys? As you know what it is. Here at Side Dish, we're more than an appetizer when it comes to pop culture and fun. We are the whole meal fam. I hope you're hungry.
Yeah, no doubt, man. And shout out to everybody in the chat rocking with us as they always do. And like we said before, we got Lene Vinay joining us later on this episode. How you feeling today, bro?
Dude, I'm feeling pretty good. Got up early, got the workouts in, got the meals in, feeling good, got my sleep in.
That sleep part is the important part. Yo, listen, for everybody to be on that time where they talk about, yo, I'll sleep when I'm dead. You will die sooner if you don't sleep.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Your brain rots. Your brain will rot if you don't get enough sleep.
And they said that lack of sleep is also linked to dementia, which a lot of people are popping up with.
There it
so
is.
You better at least try to get your 5.5 to 7, you know, because we want to see you live.
Yeah, minimum 8 if you can do it. I know there are people I know who will be like, I slept for 9 hours. And I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
How do you have that time?
I don't get, like, my body like will wake me up like a person possessed if I go beyond like the 7.5 threshold. But 9. If you sleeping like on a regular basis, they're sleeping 9 hours.
Yes, like just all the time in bed.
Are these adults that still grow?
I don't think they're still growing. That's like, you know, some ladies I know. Okay, moving on. All right, it's time for a little bit of Feed Me. This video is from the Guinness Book of World Records IG page. And before we watch it, HK, we're going to take a little bet. I don't know what the answer is here. How many watermelons do you think a woman can crush between her thighs in 1 minute?
I'm going to guesstimate, let's see, 1 minute, 27?
27, that's a lot. I was thinking like 15.
Yeah, because I was thinking like 1 watermelon between 2 minutes. And if you're out here doing this, that means you've proven it and you've trained.
You are the best in the world.
Yeah.
27.
27. I'm going to go with 27.
All right. Let's see what we got. I can hear the smashes.
Hulk smash.
What was that total?
Yeah, and I was visually focused on probably some of all the wrong things.
Yeah.
Arlene, what was the final tally on the amount of watermelons smashed by a young lady?
How we're getting there? 5. 5?
Oh.
Just 5?
If you could only crush 5 watermelons in a minute, I wouldn't tell anybody you could do that.
No, I feel like I know some ladies who can get 10.
Yo, I heard stories from the Claremont Lounge, and I ain't never even been there.
Yo.
And I heard these people are like squeezing like spinach out of cans.
I feel like I could train up a lady to get 10.
Okay.
And I'd have to be her trainer, but
How does this work?
I'm just buying watermelons. First, I'm starting off with cantaloupes.
Okay.
Then we're moving up.
Okay. So it's kind of like, yeah, like a Rocky montage, but with fruit. And for those who don't know the Claremont Lounge, imagine if the Garbage Pail Kids had a strip club.
Yo.
And then I feel like I also have to explain who the Garbage Pail Kids were.
Yeah.
I just know all the wrong things.
Somebody told me one time that the Claremont Lounge, which is a place here in Atlanta, it's at the bottom of the Claremont Hotel, is where strippers go to die. And that may or may not be true. But there's some salty broads down there.
That's what I hear, but everybody that goes there also says they had like some of the best time. Like it's a destination when people come to town and visit.
Have you been?
No.
I have also not been to the Claremont Lounge.
We probably should go to the Claremont Lounge like together.
What if we did a side dish live from the Claremont Lounge?
Can we work on that team?
Is that
Could that
we
be
could
a
do?
thing? I'm all about it. I'm all about it. Like, have both of our minds blown in real time.
Absolutely.
Have you been to Magic City yet?
I haven't been to Magic City. I'm not a huge strip club person because I don't like to frustrate myself.
Understand, because they over there crushing wallets.
Oh.
At the Magic City.
Yeah.
But the wings are good. The wings are very good.
I want to go for the food. It's like reading Playboy for the articles.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing out here.
And let that be a lesson to all the guys out there. All right, so we're going to try to run the video back one more time just for everybody that missed it. Or joined us late. One more time. Let's run it.
We're going to get... Okay.
Like, I wonder what, like, her training regimen
No,
was.
okay, she's losing time with the towel.
Like, just imagine if, like, as I better finish.
What? What?
That's a threat.
Yeah.
That's what happened when I don't finish.
Yeah. I feel like there's got to be somebody. I mean, if you're moving the melons by yourself, the thighs get slick. I guess I could see it being harder than I think.
But also, that's a waste of good fruit. And I hate that I'm the person that had to bring that to the attention of the world.
Something tells me at home the fruit still gets eaten.
Really? They'll pick up little chunks off the floor.
Yeah. Yeah. This is how do you realize you're good at this?
Exactly. Like, what was that thing that happened in that day, that special moment where you realized your canon event to where you realized this was your superpower?
Yeah. Someone was like, you're never going to guess, Susan has a special ability. And she's like, don't tell anyone, stop.
This happened at the office Christmas party?
Yeah.
To everybody in the chat, what is your special talent that you feel like, I don't know, you could go on TV for? We're standing by.
Yeah, and if you were going to burst something between your legs, what would it be? Because what sort of
moving
fruit
on,
or vegetable?
With things in the Diddy trial coming to a close, Cameron is going down memory lane about the time he had a podcast meeting with Diddy, and Cam shared this photo to IG with the caption, based on a true story, Diddy wanted to sign "It Is What It Is" talk before we had a deal. So I had a meeting at his crib to see about the deal. Once the meeting was over, he said, the party about to start, and we got up aggressively and walked out. Bob said, let one of these ninjas walk our way, killer. The pew-pew is coming out this bag. No, LOL. And then he went on to share this video with the caption, for those in my last post that said I'm capping. Nah, I don't just be waking up saying anything for attention. I'm just telling you what happened. We ain't partying.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
All right.
I wonder if it was the pink pants that made Diddy reach out.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I mean, Diddy's still a businessman at the end of the day, and it's like, it is what it is. It's a good podcast coming up. I get that. This is the era of podcasts getting deals. But to close the podcast meeting and be like, the party's starting immediately. Also, this meant Cameron knew.
Yeah. I mean, because Cam and Mace, they're tight now, but it was a period of time where they weren't tight.
Yeah.
But they started in the business as tight. So I'm sure Mace was in his ear over periods of time, letting them know, yo, it's wild over here.
Yeah.
Watch out. I don't know. And here we go.
Do you think his name's in the court docs anywhere?
Who, Cameron?
Yeah.
Oh, hell no. Cameron stays out of the way.
Yeah.
Out of all the nonsense. The only thing I could think of that probably happened that was in a slanderous space was he got shot in the arm one time in D.C. The end. And he used to go to school in Texas because he was playing basketball.
Oh,
and
that's
he got
right.
kicked out because he beat somebody up real good.
Oh.
I had a homie who went to school during that time.
All right.
Shout out to Kilgore College.
Yeah.
But man, so we'll see, man. I am so interested to see what this verdict is gonna be.
It's weird. I haven't been on top of the trial as much the last couple days because nothing has come out that I've been like, oh, this changes everything yet.
Yeah.
And so I keep waiting on that shoe to drop. I keep waiting on prosecution to drop that bomb because if they don't, I just feel like, I mean, it depends. They've assassinated his character. There's no doubt about that, but that's not what he was on trial for.
And all the heavy lifting is being done by the defense right now.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that gives them an advantage or not, because of how everything's moving. But, we will just see. We'll just see, man. So, drop your comments below what you think, how you think this is going to play out.
Let us know what you think is going to happen. Moving along, the Unks are fighting, y'all. Jim Jones was on the Nightcap show with Shannon Sharpe and Ocho Cinco, and the two got into who's a bigger Nas fan. All of his stems from Jim saying he had a greater catalog than Nas. This is pure comedy. Check it out.
I can sing more Nas records than you right now, so you are capping. You are capping. That's what you're doing.
First of all, bro,
you are
I'm about to be
capping.
50.
I'm a bigger Nas fan than you are. You are capping.
First of all,
I'm
I'm 57. I don't be singing no rap. I don't be singing no rap.
You see what I'm saying, Ocho? He don't even know about rap. He just doing this for the views to get Jim Jones on there to get him hot. I understand, but you don't
Get
know
him
no
hot.
Nas lyrics. You don't know Nas
You better
lyrics.
check the
You don't
podcast
know
space.
no
Hey,
Nas lyrics.
now you better talk.
Sing 16.
Hey,
this
is the biggest podcast you ever been on.
Name one Nas record.
This is the biggest podcast you ever been on.
Do you know
Name a podcast
you know
you been
Nas
on better than this one.
Hold on. We on topic.
I'm not a podcast.
No,
This is what I do. You see
Name
you
a
in
podcast
your
you been on
feelings? You
bigger
see in
than
your
this one.
feelings?
When you get big, you get invited to Club Shay Shay.
This is what I do.
Nas get invited to Club Shay Shay. Jadakiss get invited to Club Shay Shay. You not on that level yet, bro.
It's for little young white girls. Chill out. Chill out. Don't play with me, bro. Chill out.
Off topic.
You dealing with the wrong one, bro.
Right here, bro.
I don't care nothing about nothing that shit you got to say, bro. You might as well take me off this shit, bro.
We here. You can't out talk me.
Leave me alone, bro.
You might can out rap me, but you can't out talk me.
Don't nobody want to go to Club Shay Shay. Nobody want to buy no VIP tickets to that shit. Nobody rushing to go to that shit.
Biggest podcast you ever been on.
Club Shay Shay. You got a good podcast.
What?
It was wild how Ocho Cinco looked like he was like doing a reaction video to their argument.
Yeah.
Like he was not a playable character.
I was just trying to figure out, at one point, I couldn't tell the angle of the camera. Like, was Ocho Cinco looking down at it? He couldn't figure out what was going on?
Yeah, he pinned it down for a second, I guess, because he was going to walk off, but Jim kept talking, and Ocho had to come back. But, you know.
Wow.
Someone said Jim Jones is a senior citizen. You know, Jim Jones knows how to play the media game.
Yeah.
Because he'll go on these podcasts and these interviews and say something crazy and outlandish because he knows that people are going to run with it. Like the people that figure this out who could put all logic to the side, right? And have no idea being Hollywood Hulk Hogan, black makeup on and everything, and go out there, they play the game well. Because he said the other day on, I think it Is What It Is podcast, that he had more hit songs than Nas, which, okay. Name me 3 Jim Jones songs.
I can't.
Yeah, so even in the background, one person said ballin' and then they stopped. But if, Don't Forget About Me was another one. I think Summer, the song about the summer. Jim Jones got bops, but they album joints. Like, you gotta listen to his whole project.
Right.
So like, but he has a hardcore following though.
And here's the thing: it's like I respect that. That's fine and dandy. But to argue with Shannon Sharpe about like nobody wants to go on Club Shay Shay and I'm doing you a favor. Club Shay Shay is gigantic right now.
It is.
Not all the attention has been positive.
Right.
But I would argue that it's got to be one of the top 5 biggest podcasts in the United States for sure.
Yeah. And,
right.
And all of this is an ecosystem that feeds each other.
Yeah.
Right? Because Shay Shay needs a bunch of things going on that has nothing to do with what's really going on with Shay Shay. Because how far back in the rear view are those allegations?
I mean, they're pretty far back right now. Nobody's talking about him.
Yo.
Is he back on ESPN yet?
I don't even know.
I haven't looked.
Because I wasn't watching him when he was on.
Yeah.
I would just see the clips that would pop up online from, Club Shay Shay and the Nightcap. But, this helps Shay Shay for other reasons. And this also helps Jim Jones. And Jim Jones is laughing all the way to the bank.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
I would like to see
I'm 57 years old. When he's talking about I'm 57, I don't sing any rap, I'll out-talk you. Like, that wasn't, like, that is some definite, that's like an unk battle for sure right there.
Big
Like, I'll out-talk you on my podcast. What are we doing?
Yeah, because all you gotta do is just hit mute on that mic, and then you can just do all the out-talking you want. You win the game.
A man almost 60 years old talking about this is the biggest podcast you ever been on. Why are we doing this?
The times have changed.
They certainly have. Wow.
Just imagine that person on a stoop shaking their fist saying that this is the biggest podcast.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Stephen A. Smith. Now, his daughter Samantha recently made her TV debut, and she is already trolling her pops. And here's her at the NBA Finals with her dad.
We could be crowning a champion today. One thing we know for sure is that it's bring your daughter to work day. Because look who's in the building, Samantha Smith. Look at that, camera ready.
Hello, say hi.
Hi guys, I'm Samantha. I'm talking here.
Yes.
I'm Steven's daughter. I'm so happy to be here. I've made so many friends. This is really great.
Just got here 5 minutes ago.
This is a really great experience, and I feel really grateful to be here, you guys.
We absolutely love the analysis
You guys
there
look
by
so
Samantha.
good.
Thank you. Oh, you can hype us up any
Did you
day.
just interrupt her while she was talking?
I'm so sorry. Please, should we just...
No, it's good. We're going to wrap and get it back to Bristol. We just needed to show you were camera ready and ready to go. So next time you're on vacation, let's slide the other one in.
I will.
Yes?
Yeah. Bye, Dad.
Okay, perfect. We'll see this guy on NBA Countdown coming up. Look at the face. Just stop.
This guy.
I love it. Punny in hands, Kevin. You know the deal.
The shift of power is upon us.
Yes.
Well, the people was loving Samantha and asked, where is she? Well, Samantha has been busy making skits of her dad. Check this out.
Oh.
It's your boy Stevie A. Smith live from
No!
Madison Square Garden, home of the Knicks. Tonight, we are playing the Lakers, the Los Angeles Lakers. And let me tell y'all, the score is 50-10. 50-10. This is blasphemy. Absolute blasphemy. This is a monstrosity. This is embarrassing. I grew up in the Bronx. What are they doing? Where's the defense? Where's the defense? This is a perfunctory. An anomaly. What are we doing here? Knicks, I don't even know what to say. Step it up. If you want to hear more from Stevie A. Smith, tune into my show, The Stevie A. Smith Show.
Wow. I don't know if there's like Oscars available to be given for Instagram performances, but that is worthy of one.
My favorite part was at the tip top of that video where she like dripped the one eyelid a little bit. Like, also she first off, that skit's hilarious, but she was a natural on that ESPN feed there.
Yeah, there's some people who just got it, and the camera loves those people. And hopefully this opens the door for her to maybe do some red carpet work, and then eventually get, you know, one of them seats on one of those shows.
Oh, let her do like, oh my gosh, for her to come in and do commentary at like the WNBA or something like that. That would be dope. And that seems like a natural.
The big three?
Yeah.
As well, just to bring a younger demographic over there if that works out.
That's a good pivot.
And you can tell that he's involved in her life because she knows his nuances and mannerisms to a T.
That's the thing, is if she has a good enough relationship with her dad to put on fake hair and a wig and all this other stuff and make fun of him, that means they legitimately have a very good relationship.
She was so good at imitating him, I even got past the part that the hair wasn't accurate.
Yeah, way too much hair.
Yeah, she looked out for him. Like, she really did. She really did.
Oh, man. All right, speaking of other famous dads, Arnold Schwarzenegger stopped by Watch What Happens Live, and he revealed what movie made him the most money. Check this out.
What film earned the biggest paycheck, and how much was it?
Well, number one, it was Twins.
Yes?
Yeah, Twins, because we had got no money, no salary.
You got a piece of the back
ownership,
end.
Exactly, a piece of the back end. And it was fantastic. We went all the way to the bank with that one, yes.
Did you make more than 20 million on that one?
Oh, yeah, much more. Come on now, it's a matter of you today.
More than 40 million?
It was more than that, yes. Exactly.
Really?
It was more than any movie I've ever made. Let's just put it this way, yeah.
Did you have ownership in Twins too?
We don't have twins.
Oh, you did? Well, let's get on it.
No,
let's get on it. Why not?
But you're absolutely right. The sequel would have been called Triplets.
Yes.
And it was not done because the director, Ivan Reitman, passed away just before we wanted to start shooting the movie. Yeah.
Who was going to be the triplet?
Eddie Murphy.
Oh, that would have been great.
Yeah, I remember when I'm talking about that. I wish that it came true.
Dude, I would have never guessed, first off, the points on the back end, that's what it is. But I remember Twins being big, but not that big.
Yeah, it was a sleeper hit that, you know, I think the juxtaposition of the awkwardness and everything, like, really made it pop off. And it's just crazy when you watch, like, people who used to be, like, the poster child for, like, how, you know, how tough people look.
Right.
Like, yo, man, I feel like most of the people in the chat could take him.
Arnold's getting old.
He's getting up there.
A buddy of mine made a movie with Arnold, and this was probably like 10 years ago or something like that. And my buddy's like this big athletic guy, and he told me he was like, blah, 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 blah. And he was like, he had lines in the movie, and he's a bad guy in this whole thing. And one of the things that he said when I was talking about it when he came back, he's like, dude, it's sad. And I'm like, oh, what's sad? And he's like, whenever you see Schwarzenegger, like, he presents like he's still got it all and he can move around and whatnot, but between takes he had to like sit down and like his back is bothering him from all the years of weightlifting and whatnot, and so like seeing him there where he's like kind of crunched in a little bit is like, it shows, you know.
Yeah, man. Like, I mean, it's one of those things, like, you know, is it worth it? You know what I mean? Like, you know, putting all that energy into, like, you're getting that perfect physique when you and paying for it later, you know?
Yeah, gonna pay for it one way or another. Arnold, by the way, is 77 years old, so, I mean, all things considered, a lot of 77-year-old guys look like that.
The crazy thing is he looks 82.
Yeah. Yeah.
Usually, like, when somebody be like, but they 77, like, damn, you look good.
You look great.
Like, no, my man look tired.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna give him some useless.
I'm also shocked that it wasn't the Terminator movies, like Terminator 2, and then all the ones after that he was in.
Yeah, especially the ones he had to come back for and get talked into it.
Right.
I thought they would have hooked him up for that.
Yeah.
But, you know, it is what it is.
Twins, how about that?
I wish they would have made that Eddie one. But anyway, we gotta go to break. But when we come back, we got content creator Lene Vinay. Did I get that right?
Yes, there we go.
She's going to join us. Dadgone it, I got it wrong. Lene is going to join us to talk about her evolution from parking lot pimping to the host of her own show in Revolt. So we'll see you here in 2 minutes.
What is a bestie?
I like you.
She's fun.
It's about to be a good time.
She's always looking out for you.
Since you're my bestie, I will handle it for you.
She makes you think.
Here to uplift and empower.
She's always encouraging.
You are that girl.
Chelsea Edwards, your bestie in daytime.
I get the spiritual moments.
Chatting with Chelsea. New episodes weekdays at 5:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
Hey, it's your girl, Carolina Sanchez, and The Nightcap is the late-night show where no topic is off limits. Join me as we dive into the wild world of relationships, sex, and everything in between. From hilarious dating disasters to steamy secrets, you know we've got it all. We've got celebrity guests, expert advice, and a cocktail in hand. The Nightcap is your guilty pleasure. So grab your drink and tune in because the best stories start after dark.
The Nightcap. New episodes weeknights at 10:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
Ready to lose track of time the best way possible?
Rolling! From the funniest videos to the wildest things online, we do the scrolling so you don't have to.
It's Usher.
He had that synthetic hair melting. You hear me? Why y'all talking about that lady hair like that? Ain't it alone? Catch us every weeknight, 7 p.m. Central on Fox Soul. Louder for the people in the back.
Well, on Fox Face Off, we tell the raw, unadulterated truth.
Fox Soul Face Off.
We are given the platform here with no fear.
Always comes out swinging.
We should be saying, hey, stop shooting and killing people.
Nothing held back.
They wanted black hip-hop moguls and artists to continue the feud.
No punches pulled.
And shut the hell up. You interrupt me all the time.
Tune into the show where opinions collide. Fox Soul Face Off. New episodes weeknights at 9 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
Welcome back to Side Dish. We have a true multi-hyphenate with us. She's a poet, performer, writer, and a dope content creator. And now host, Lene Vanille is in the building.
Hey, welcome.
Guys, thank you so much. How you doing?
Great. Good. Welcome to Side Dish. Okay, so first off, congratulations. Major congratulations to landing your new show. It's on Revolt. It's called The People's Brief. Can you tell us what to expect on that show for people who might not be familiar with what you do?
Yeah, so The People's Brief is, I feel like it's a mix of things. I don't do anything traditionally. If you know me and my work, actually, guys, sidebar, this is the 5-year anniversary of me starting my work on social.
Congratulations.
Yeah, this week specifically. But anyways, started that work really primarily focused on Black history and inclusivity and just how we make sense of the world around us from that historical lens. And so The People's Brief really picks up on that, but I feel like it's a mix of things because it's not your typical late night show like that has very straightforward interviews with guests and things like that. We do that, but I like to say it's like Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. I always have to think a second with that name. And then also like 60 Minutes, because we'll take a particular theme and we'll kind of tackle it from different perspectives. And the main difference is that it's not necessarily every week headlines that we're tackling. We're doing more evergreen topics because if anything, there are so many subjects that affect minority and marginalized communities over and over and over again that we can talk about them all day, any time of the year. So we're focused on telling stories that make people feel seen, that make people feel empowered, make them feel equipped, and that's kind of my brand.
Very cool.
Yeah, love that for you. And Revolt is all about the culture. So let's take a listen to the monologue, one of the monologues from The People's Brief.
Yeah, if you're anti-Black in the slightest, you're not one of us. You can be blacker than Michael Blackson and still not be one of us. Being Black does not mean adhering to socially constructed confines determined by our collective trauma, i.e. Black people don't do this, Black people don't do that. And what I know for sure is that Blackness can do anything. It can transcend leaps and bounds beyond anybody's wildest imagination. So demanding to see a certain performance of Blackness because it's familiar to you, because it's what conveniently fits within the limits of your mind, well, hell, if you like it, I love it. All I'm saying is limiting Blackness holds us back. Yes, I am once again talking to those of you who just couldn't vote for a lady because in one very specific instance, you forgot how to process a multiracial background, but somehow we still got people out here hollering they want their baby to have good hair. Make it make sense to me.
Talk that talk, Queen. Yo,
thank you.
So how do you feel the People's Brief shakes the table differently than other shows?
Yeah, I'm really pressing to have conversations in a different way. I think a lot of folks in our community, they're very attuned to negativity. Mm-hmm. They're very attuned to what gets clicks, what viral clips are, you know, inundating the interwebs and our apps. But I really want to focus on conversations that help heal. And I feel like when I talk about those things, it gets very woo-woo. But we're in such a time where we have to be better and stronger. And the only way we can do that is together. So I'm trying to bring different voices to the table that have these sort of positive and more nuanced outlooks to offer, because it's not just about being right or wrong. It's about, like I said, making people feel seen and like we're in community, like we're trying to protect one another. So I feel like that is a different scope, because I think I could have been doing something much sooner if I was just focused on the clicks and what, you know, got people excited. But I'm in it for the long game, you know, I'm in it for the long haul, and I'm excited because the people at Revolt are also, they have that same vibe, especially when it comes to me, and I'm grateful for that, to have built a reputation, to have that sort of rapport with the CEO of the company, who quite literally said to me the other day, he said, whatever we have to do to make this make sense over and over again, I will, because I'm committed. So that feels good.
It's so fascinating. Okay, so before you landed the Revolt show, you went viral for your online show called Parking Lot Pimpin'.
Yes.
Here's a quick sample of that.
Hey, y'all, what's up? It's Tuesday, and there's quite literally so much going on that I could not wait until Friday. So bear with me while I keep it black and brief. Midweek. Now, I don't usually come to y'all in the parking lot in the middle of the week unless straits are dire. But if you haven't been tapped in, then I hate to break it to you, but we are indeed in dire straits. The man in the White House is in the active stages of a coup d'etat. But what I will say, every time we think it's clipped or that we're cooked, there's just enough clapback. Amen? Here's the rundown. ICE is continuing to wreak havoc. This past week, it was by trying to snatch parents and children at elementary school graduations. In return, the citizens of Los Angeles said, I think the f not, and wreak havoc right back. As a matter of fact,
Okay, all right. Shout out to LA. Are you still going to be doing Parking Lot Pimpin'?
Yeah, I'm going to be doing my best. It's not going to come as weekly because I'm doing the show, and I'm not just talent on the show. I actually write and produce on that show, so that is a heavy load to carry, but excited to do that. But with that said, the parking lot might come bi-weekly, but you know, the chair is what brought me here. The chair in the parking lot is what brought me here. So whenever things get crazy, I'm going to come to the parking lot and talk to the people. And I also think it's important to have the sort of perspective that I do, because we get so many creators who do work like I do, and their job or their strength, I'll say, is to make sure people are updated immediately over and over again. But with that comes this existential dread and doom scrolling. And so I've always been a proponent of taking my time before I say something, so I don't have to feel like the first to speak on a topic, but also to make sure that I'm thinking of the most empowering way to deliver it, so people don't feel like all hope is lost, because we can't lose hope.
That's important. That's a very unique and important perspective you have there.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yo, from the Parking Lot Pimpin' to the People's Brief, like, how would you describe your glow up from that to this? You know, because like that got you here, and now you're in a different space.
Yeah. So I definitely started with a broken ring light stand that I used as a
all right.
I had my laptop quite literally on a table like this, and so I would read a line, and then I would try to recite it back, and I would read it and recite it, and then I had to also think of, okay, how do I deliver this line in a cool way to get to the next one? But quickly, I was actually able to hire on two, I used to be a high school teacher. I was able to hire on two of my previous high school students to help me produce and edit. So, you know, we just kept kind of progressing, and as more people felt connected to my work, they just wanted to help. And so we were able to get in touch with people who've been doing this professionally for a time to get better equipment, better cameras, a teleprompter, you know. So it's even more exciting because I was able to take everybody who works in the parking lot with me to the People's Brief. So now
that's super cool.
Yeah.
This is kind of a fun one. If your voice had a superpower, what would it be?
Superpower? I don't know what to call. Is it like jiu-jitsu? I know that's like martial arts. I know that, but I'm thinking if my voice was a superhero, it would be Black Widow.
Okay.
Yeah. Taking people down with precision, waiting calmly and quietly, not doing too much until it's necessary, and when it happens, everybody knows. Everybody knows what time it is. So
I can't wait to see you in the outfit.
Okay. I been trying to get on Marvel. I've been trying to have somebody do something, even if you fly past the parking lot in like a fight scene. That's cool. But I would like to be in a superhero outfit if anybody will have me. Yes.
Come on, Ironheart season 2. Let's make that happen.
You gotta speak it out. Speak it into existence.
What's one topic that mainstream media won't touch that you can't wait to speak loud about on your show?
Ooh, mainstream media, I think, and we're actually going to have a really good conversation about this coming up. Won't give away too much, but I think, trigger warning, we don't talk enough about rape culture and the way it's perpetuated in our community, and also the way we kind of heroify certain people and make excuses because those excuses made like create environments for people to be harmed. We do a lot of sweeping things under the rug, and so it's hard to even get rooms to figure out how to handle a writer's room to talk about these things without offending people. But I'm not necessarily in the business of doing things that simply just make people feel uncomfortable, but I am interested in having conversations that liberate people. So whatever the cost.
I love this so much for you because right now I'm connecting like, oh, you had students in a classroom and now you have students on your screens.
Yeah.
Who do you hope watches your show and feels seen?
Who do I hope watches my show and feels seen? Loads of little black girls with big ideas that nobody understands. Yeah. And I think I say little black girls specifically because when we speak to the heart of black women and girls, we speak to everybody because they see from the ground up the worst of these experiences. So I want to uplift them, but I want to uplift everybody. And I think folks who are often rejected, who are often misunderstood, who don't, necessarily adhere to or fit within the status quo, I want them to feel seen and heard because your creativity is warranted, it's necessary, it's valuable, and we live in a society that does not prioritize those things. Like we so much hive mindset and just kind of getting in where you fit in, that individuality is shunned upon unless you got that it factor and it can be capitalized on, So just trying to make room for the weirdos.
Wow.
All hail the weirdos, man.
Yeah.
Weirdos make the world go round.
For
That's
sure.
right. That's right.
Sure.
Like, far as any celebrity guests that, potentially could come through your doors, man, who you thinking?
Wow. We want everybody. We want the People's Brief to be a spot where people come through Atlanta and say, I want to go have a conversation with Lene, and I want them to feel like they can have conversations that maybe people aren't necessarily looking for, but they feel are necessary to their spirit. Because I feel the more personal we get, the more connected we can be with everybody. But if I could pick a person.
There we go.
Kendrick Lamar.
Okay. That definitely seems
I feel like we
brand.
see each other.
That feels very possible. I was going to ask you to say a name because I feel like you never know. You never know who's watching and how things get put together. So.
I don't know. I don't know if he's ever seen The Parking Lot, but I'm a fan. I think he'd be a fan, and I just think we could really make some magic happen.
Have you ever just combed through all those lyrics? Because like one person pointed out on one of those records he did at Drake, it was a bunch of quotes from like songs and meme culture things. So like, I don't know, your parking lot pimping DNA might
the
be
digital
somewhere in
presence.
there.
It might be there. Who knows?
I don't know. Only God knows. Well, you mentioned music, right? If you was to make a People's Brief mixtape, what would the intro track be?
Intro track, actually, I'm releasing an album, so there's that. I'm a poet.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. So a poetry album is on the way, and the intro track is actually it's a rendition of a piece called "Somebody Almost Walked Off with All of My Stuff," and it speaks from a perspective of figuring out that you're the person that walked away with all of your stuff. Like you kept giving it away, and so taking some of that onus back and taking back some of your power. So that's my intro track.
Oh wow.
Love that for you.
That's amazing.
All right.
Okay, this is the last one. Okay, all right. Put you on the spot here. If you're hosting a cookout with only three iconic black celebrities, who are they?
A cookout with only three?
Yeah, who's on the grill? Who's on the mic? Who's starting drama?
Who's making the drinks?
Dang. This is so much. This is a lot. Okay, I was unprepared for this question. So the first answer that's coming out of my mouth, I might change later in life, but I feel like a black celebrity I could trust on. Actually, I'm putting Shaq on the grill. I just feel like he can grill.
Diesel can grill.
He can grill.
Yeah.
Shaq is on the grill. Who's over the playlist? Who's over the playlist? I would have to say D Nice is on the playlist.
That's
that only
a
makes
good
sense.
choice.
Only
Okay.
makes sense. And then who's making the drinks? For whatever reason, I trust Janelle Monáe.
Okay.
Yeah, this sounds like a really good time.
This sounds like an excellent party.
Like, who's gonna start drama though?
I'm not inviting nobody that's gonna start drama. But
Thank you.
If I invited somebody and they started some drama, it would likely be Touré.
Touré?
The journalist.
Okay. Shout out to Touré. You know what I'm saying? I love the season he's in right now with the glasses. You know what I'm saying? Talking this talk, man. Well, you know, that's a hell of a party.
He would just shake the table, is all I'm saying.
Okay. The table needs to be shook from time to time. Lene, thank you so much for stopping by Side Dish. Tell everybody where they can catch the show and where they can follow you on social media.
Yeah, so you can watch The People's Brief Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. on any sort of cable-leaning situation, Dish Network, apps that have cable channels on the Revolt channel. You can watch it on the Revolt app the next day at 11 a.m. as well as YouTube.
Okay, y'all.
Very cool.
Be sure you tap in and don't forget, be sure you follow her online as well.
Yes, at Lene Vanee on all social media platforms.
Let's get it. And watch that new show. And listen, we're going to be back in 2 minutes with more Side Dish. Thank you so much for pulling up.
Thank you so much.
Hey, it's your girl, Carolina Sanchez, and The Nightcap is the late-night show where no topic is off limits. Join me as we dive into the wild world of relationships, sex, and everything in between. From hilarious dating disasters to steamy secrets, you know we've got it all. We've got celebrity guests, expert advice, and a cocktail in hand. The Nightcap is your guilty pleasure. So grab your drink and tune in because the best stories start after dark.
The Nightcap. New episodes weeknights at 10:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
Well, on Fox Face Off, we tell the raw, unadulterated truth.
Fox Soul Face Off.
We are given the platform here with no fear.
Always comes out swinging.
We should be saying, hey, stop shooting and killing people.
Nothing held back.
They wanted black hip-hop moguls and artists to continue the feud.
No punches pulled.
And shut the hell up. You interrupt me all the time.
Tune into the show where opinions collide. Fox Soul Face Off. New episodes weeknights at 9 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie nailed it. We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
Hey, besties!
What is a bestie?
I like you.
She's fun.
It's about to be a good time!
She's always looking out for you.
Since you're my bestie, I will handle it for you.
She makes you think.
Here to uplift and empower.
She's always encouraging.
You are that girl.
Chelsea Edwards, your bestie in daytime.
Like it's a spiritual moment.
Chatting with Chelsea. New episodes weekdays at 5:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
Welcome back. Hey, all right, so y'all remember the Sparminator, Ari Nagel, who retired after fathering something like 176 kids?
But of course.
We talked about this the other day. Who could forget? Can't wash your hands clean of that man. Well, there's a new sheriff in Sperm Bank Town, and he's leaving billions to his 106 kids.
That's right. 40-year-old Telegram founder Pavel Durov has vowed to leave $13.9 billion to his 6 official kids he fathered with 3 different partners, and 100 more kids he made via sperm donations. So if the math is mathing correctly, each kid could get around $132 million.
Okay, but here's the thing that's crazy is the kids have to wait 30 years to collect that money because he wants them to live a normal life first. Sir, normal went out the window about, what, 103 kids ago?
Right, sir, you didn't have a normal life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yo, and the crazy thing is he's been donating to the sperm bank for about 15 years.
I want to know why. I want to know why he donated to the sperm bank because there's like some guys out there who I think do it for a little extra cash. They got the right genetics. They don't have any like bad diseases in their family history. And so like, we're like, okay, this is like safe seed, so to speak.
But what if you found out that's how he became a billionaire?
Now that would be impressive. Yeah. That would be impressive.
Dude is like a limitless, endless fountain.
Wow. Wow.
He's never finished.
He came up with the app Telegram, I guess, though. So like he's a tech billionaire, and on his own, he just had that time on his hands
to
go and
literally
donate.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is, like, too, like, Telegram is such a seedy app, you know, to use. Like, you know, if someone asks me to do any type of business with them on Telegram, I know that they're trying to scam me. So then I get into, like, proactive, like, pro-scam mode.
Yeah,
like.
I don't do Telegram. I just feel super scammed.
But just imagine, like, you know, you live in your regular, ordinary life, and you find out you're about to inherit $132 million if you live long enough to get it.
That's crazy.
And it would suck if you get to a point where, like, $132 million isn't a lot of money because, you know, inflation.
Oh, no. No, I mean, it's going to be a lot of money for a long time, because even if you knocked it down by, like, a third or whatever, that's still almost $100 million.
One could only hope.
Jeez.
Man, well, I'm going to get a DNA test.
Yeah, you're right, just in case.
Just in case, because you never know. You never know. And I know I look older than that man, but still, anything's possible. I believe in miracles. What about you? Well, it's the state Senate showdown between siblings Randolph Bracey and LaVon Bracey Davis. Now, the brother and sister are running in the primary election for a Florida state Senate seat. And get this, according to ABC News, their mom endorsed the daughter over the son.
Wow, it be your own family. Now, this competition might not be so friendly because in an earlier interview, the brother said it was, quote, disappointing and hurtful for his sister to run against him, but she said she's running for the people of the state, not against anybody. In other words, she's saying, it ain't about you.
Wow.
It is kind of messed up. It's a little messed up for mom to endorse one over the other.
Because it seems like it's definitely going to sway the votes.
Yeah.
You know, because I don't know if they're going to do, like, attack campaigns against each other, but they would be interesting.
That would be fun.
Like, do you know that my brother, Bracey, peed in the bed until he was 12? Vote for LaVon.
This is so interesting. Evidently, he's a former senator. His sister was a state representative. Their mom was a civil rights activist, and their dad was a local NAACP president. So these are people who are, like, very politically active. Why do they have to go for the same seat?
Especially, too, because, like, sometimes people don't really be paying attention. They just remember the last names. Like, oh, I'm used to that name. I'm going to vote for it.
The Braceys.
Yeah.
Right?
Especially, like, if you're used to seeing them on ballots after all those years, you're just going to go for whatever one. Like, don't divide the vote.
That's wild. They're both running for the same seat. In a weird way, it's like, I don't know how Florida's elections work because, like, you know, it's one of those things, is it one of those ranked choice states, or is it one of those things where they could both knock each other out? Because if I'm like, oh, I like both of these people, and then they split the votes, does someone else, does a third candidate come up?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I wish more states did, I wish we as a country did ranked choice voting, because a lot of times that third party candidate be a lot better than the two main options that we get.
Yeah.
And, you know, to be able to get that rolled over, and with it being a primary, like, they probably wouldn't activate that until it was, like, the finals.
Yeah.
Even though, but, man, may the best sibling win.
How does that work on, like, election night? It's like, all right, I got to call my brother or call my sister and say, you ran a good race.
I mean, like...
See you at Thanksgiving.
But it's such a lower seat. Do they even have them parties, like,
I don't know.
for those people? I mean, they do on TV shows.
You got to feel a certain way, though. If you got beat by your sibling, it's like trying to be a high school class president, and you and your sibling were running for high school class president.
I would play dirty.
Yeah.
Like, yo, you know how many boyfriends she had at once?
All right, moving on. When clout chasing goes wrong. Okay, so get this. Carnival Cruise Line has banned passenger Courtney Murley for life after she posted a video of herself allegedly smuggling alcohol onto the ship on TikTok, which is a big no-no. Check it out.
Checking out bags to see if the alcohol we snuck on the cruise made it or not. OMG, I'm so nervous.
Wait, what?
Yes, we did it.
You smuggled 2 pints. Not even that.
Yeah, I really thought they was going to, like, open up a sellable amount. Like, it's not even worth it. Now, in the caption, Courtney said, forget a drink package. we ended up drinking probably what we would have paid for a drink package. And after Carnival caught wind of the video, they sent her a letter banning her from all of their cruise lines for breaking the rules and posting about it.
Womp womp. Big old plot twist though. She claims that she faked the whole thing just to get TikTok views, and she never smuggled any alcohol into the ship. OMG.
Good defense.
Yeah, I don't know. I do know a girl. Okay, so I do know. So some friends of mine went on a cruise. This has been a long time ago, but smuggling alcohol into cruise ships is a big thing. Like, people try to do it. And what she did is what was it that she got? There's like the different mouthwash bottles, you know, and they have like slightly minty kind of colors. Like there'll be the purple or the blue or the different Listerine or whatever. And so she managed to drain one of those all the way out and filled it up with some sort of coconut thing. And that's how she snuck it on.
Well played.
Yeah.
Definitely well played. What are your smuggling tactics? And actually, we don't want to get y'all banned from
As a matter of fact, don't
We're
tell us that.
We're going to break and celebrate birthdays when we come back. So much more. We'll see you in 2 minutes.
I wonder if you know that I want the best for you. But how long will you fight solo? I wonder if you know that we can get help. Not wondering anymore. Love, your mind.
Hey, it's your girl, Carolina Sanchez, and The Nightcap is the late-night show where no topic is off limits. Join me as we dive into the wild world of relationships, sex, and everything in between. From hilarious dating disasters to steamy secrets, you know we've got it all. We've got celebrity guests, expert advice, and a cocktail in hand. The Nightcap is your guilty pleasure. So grab your drink and tune in because the best stories start after dark.
The Nightcap. New episodes weeknights at 10:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
I'm Isaiah Carey, here to shake things up with the stories that hit hard and matter most. Here on The Factor, we cover news with grit and authenticity. We challenge the status quo and get down to real talk and bold discussions. Join us as we amplify the voices that disrupt, inspire, and lead the charge for change. Your story is power, and we're here to unleash it.
The Isaiah Factor Uncensored. New episodes weeknights at 9:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
Guess what? If you're celebrating a birthday today, you're in fierce, fabulous company. This next star has done it all. Talking about acting, hosting, keeping it glam from red carpets to reality TV. The ever-stylish Lala Anthony turns 43 years old.
Okay, and this next legendary comedian's wit is sharper than a British accent from a sitcom. From the U.S. to stand-up stages worldwide, he's never afraid to get a little dark and a lot funny. Cheers to Ricky Gervais, who turned 64 today.
Wow. If being quirky was an Olympic sport, this next B-Day queen would take home the gold, probably label it, file it, and then throw a Dundee party about it. Another The Office alum. Happy 54th birthday to the delightfully awkward Angela Kinsey.
Good planning. Dynamite! Need I say more? This icon's catchphrase shook up sitcoms forever, and its energy still can't be matched. Happy 78th birthday to the legendary Jimmy Walker.
Wow. Okay, this guy's been, she's been making us laugh, cry, and rewatch shows and movies like White Chicks, Dawson's Creek, and Maid of Honor. If there's a vibe, she's already posted it on Instagram, wishing a bright and bold 46th birthday to Busy Phillips. Busy Phillips, holding it down. Who gets the cake, HK? Who you giving the cake to?
Yo, okay, so I was kind of low-key raised by Good Times.
Okay, yep.
So I got to run it up one time for Jimmy Walker. He's one of those guys who I always wanted to see do more in Hollywood. He wasn't one of those movies between Let's Do It Again or Uptown Saturday Night. I forgot which one with Bill Cosby and Sidney Poitier. He was playing a boxer. And if you see how skinny he is, it's like crazy.
He's not a boxer,
Not even play a boxer. But, yeah, Jimmy Walker, man. Like, for him to still be known for something that he did in the late 70s, going into the early 80s, not everybody everybody can pull that off, so kudos to him.
Yeah,
Who you
kudos to
rocking
him.
with?
It's so funny. I want to give it to Busy Phillips, but I'm not going to. But I like her because she's one of those people who's managed to make a couple different career pivots.
Okay.
And I respect that. I respect somebody who can hold it down as a host, hold it down as this, and find the pivot, because it's hard sometimes to pivot in this industry. But someone who has not had to pivot is Ricky Gervais. I like that guy's style, man. And I like when he was hosting the
Oscars, right?
Well, it wasn't the Oscars, it was the Golden Globes.
go.
And he was just tearing people to pieces. And he doesn't care what anyone says. He's a true original. Sometimes he does ruffle some feathers. There's no doubt about that. But I like someone who's not afraid to say the thing that's on their mind. And so.
Yo, he be sunning everybody, and he be speaking in italics by doing it, so they don't necessarily like judge him as harshly. Because I remember there was somebody who hosted one of those awards, and they went as heavy-handed as he did, but because they was an American and said it in an American way, it felt like an assault.
It hits different.
But the way he be dissing people, he just be sprinkling the disses on people, and they're like, yeah, that is me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he gets away with it, man.
Hilarious.
You can say what you want. It's just about how you say it.
Yeah,
man. So
an
shout out.
accent helps.
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
If it's a German accent, they'd be like, nah, man.
Nah.
I know you say good morning, but don't curse at me.
Sprechen Sie nah. Yeah.
Is that how you say hello?
I don't know. Sprechen, I think, is like, do you speak? Sprechen Sie Deutsch? Do you speak German?
All of it sounds like a threat.
It does.
All of it.
It does all sound like a threat.
Hey, wait, man. We got to bounce out the break. Drop who you giving a birthday to in the chat. And when we come back, what we got?
Oh, we got everybody's favorite game. Whose cousin is it? We'll see you in 2.
I'm Isaiah Carey, here to shake things up with the stories that hit hard and matter most. Here on The Factor, we cover news with grit and authenticity. We challenge the status quo and get down to real talk and bold discussions. Join us as we amplify the voices that disrupt, inspire, and lead the charge for change. Your story is power, and we're here to unleash it.
The Isaiah Factor Uncensored. New episodes weeknights at 9:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
Well, on Fox Face Off, we tell the raw, unadulterated truth.
Fox Soul Face Off.
We are given the platform here with no fear.
Always comes out swinging.
We should be saying, hey, stop shooting and killing people.
Nothing held back.
They wanted black hip-hop moguls and artists to continue the feud.
No punches pulled.
And shut the hell up. You interrupt me all the time.
Tune into the show where opinions collide. Fox Soul Face Off. New episodes weeknights at 9 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
Hey, it's your girl, Carolina Sanchez, and The Nightcap is the late night show where no topic is off limits. Join me as we dive into the wild world of relationships, sex, and everything in between. From hilarious dating disasters to steamy secrets, you know we've got it all. We've got celebrity guests, expert advice, and a cocktail in hand. The Nightcap is your guilty pleasure. So grab your drink and tune in, because the best stories start after dark.
The Nightcap. New episodes weeknights at 10:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
Hey, besties.
What is a bestie?
I like you.
She's fun.
It's about to be a good time.
She's always looking out for you.
Since you're my bestie, I will handle it for you.
She makes you think.
Here to uplift and empower.
She's always encouraging.
You are that girl.
Chelsea Edwards, your bestie in daytime.
I get the spiritual moments.
Chatting with Chelsea. New episodes weekdays at 5:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
Welcome back. Look at your beautiful faces. So glad you're back with us. It's time for everybody's favorite game. Whose cousin is it? Okay, HK.
Yeah, man.
We have gone 0-20, I feel like, the last Whose Cousins.
I think because we take it really personally when we don't nail it.
Yeah.
It resonates louder.
Yeah.
But we have gotten some right. In the last few days.
Yeah.
But we didn't have that impeccable case record that we had prior to this. We was like the Steph Curry of solving crimes and guesstimating the ethnicity of said crimes perpetrators.
We were really, really good.
I feel good about this one.
Also, the people at home need to know that we truly don't know the answers to this, and our producer Kim writes these in such a way that I think she's trying to throw us off on purpose.
Yeah, because even like as I show you the show prep and you can't even see it, it's blank when it says whose cousin is this.
Yeah.
It gets blank at that point. We don't even get a chance to read the stories before we get a chance to like daunt them out to you. So.
And honestly, that's my favorite part.
It is kind of like Russian roulette, like racial roulette.
Yeah, this is the realest part of the show. Okay, here we go. When taunting the police, get you thrown in the slammer. So the Lakeland Police Department in, you guessed it, Florida, posted about a 29-year-old wanted man on Facebook. So what did the Florida fugitive do? He did what anyone would have done. He clapped back on Facebook. He responded to the post and said, "Y'all too busy fishing. That's why y'all didn't catch me. Should have waited a bit longer. Y'all accepted the challenge, right? Hashtag Grady can't find me. Hashtag come again, Grady." Wow.
You gotta be quicker than that. Now Grady, as in Grady Judd, is the sheriff, and his office responded with, "Way to take responsibility for your actions. No worries, we'll find you. Bet." And the internet beef beta clapped back with, "I've outran y'all several times," to which the sheriff's office said, "Challenge accepted. Hashtag level up."
This is so insane. I love this so much. Okay, so a police versus perpetrator beef, not on my 2025 bingo card. And for one last jab, the quick-witted wanted man said he'd give the police a head start and then said, "Y'all couldn't catch me on foot or in a car. Maybe you're gonna need that horse or your helicopter. Hashtag I'm gone, Grady."
Well, the Facebook banter didn't last long. The cops caught the elusive evader, and he now faces several charges, including a violation of a pretrial release condition. Game over. Cue the Saw music.
Whose cousin do we think this is? All right. Florida? 29 years old, man.
Right.
And he clapped back at a sheriff on Facebook.
Yeah, so have you ever been to Lakeland, Florida?
I have not.
Neither have I. Haven't even driven past a sign that pointed me in that direction.
Okay, see, now here's the thing is you go to the fun parts of Florida.
Orlando.
And
Miami sometimes, but I fly there.
And those are the parts of Florida that I think are a nice mix.
Yes, a blend.
A blend of the good people of the state of Florida. Everywhere else in Florida, I feel like is...
shoes optional.
Shoes optional, teeth optional. Some of these places.
Extension cord is a belt.
Yeah, we could do that. Also, the cockiness, the confidence. Some might say the caucasity. Baiting a sheriff on Facebook.
And maybe you've never seen it before. I have seen some people from my demographic do that. To like the result.
It never works out.
It never works out. You don't understand the little IP addresses. They can find you, start pinging cell phone towers and figure it out. I've seen people bait people on not only just Instagram, but also Facebook, like, "Hey, come get me if you good." Shoot, YMW Melly, not YMW Melly, but what's my guy? It's not my guy because I hate this kid, but he's from Dallas. He's in jail right now. He made that Run song because he was on the run from murder.
And he made a song?
He made a whole song about it, music video and everything too. Yeah, take K. Yeah, like he was really like, "Yeah, come get me." They got him.
They got it.
He's
They got it
right now.
That's the #1 hit in jail right there.
Yeah, thou shalt not kill.
This feels very Caucasian to me. I understand. Now, I do like the idea that all of us enjoy baiting the police on Facebook. Like, there's a comedy in that. And, boy, don't you know, I would love to read that comment section. But
yo, and of all the times that the algorithm worked against you, you know, because like people post things on Facebook and all these social media platforms all the time that they hope that people follow them see. And that one time where maybe like you just wanted to put it out there to get it off your chest.
Right.
And everyone who didn't need to see it saw it, and now you locked up.
The other thing that's so wild about it is like wherever this dude was, he's by himself in a room writing to them on Facebook or on his phone. And at the police station, there's probably 10, 15 cops around, just like figuring out what they're gonna write back. And they're like, "Track the cell phone. Are you drive by his mother's house?" You know, and they're already looking for you. They're already looking. They probably almost already found you.
Yeah, and they just want to see the game go because they want to get their Facebook followers up.
Yeah,
it's always something.
I respect that,
yeah,
Chris.
I'm gonna go with our people on this one.
Oh, you're going your cousin?
Yeah, I'm a high roll this bet, and I'm gonna go my cousin.
Okay.
Just for the taunting part of it.
Okay.
And I just hope I'm not wrong.
I do feel like it's my cousin. Let me hit you with one more thing.
Okay, come on.
It's the use of hashtags.
We use hashtags.
I know everybody does, but do you feel like your cousin, the guy, would use hashtags? Like hashtag come get me Grady?
Oh, because typically it would be a girl who would be more thorough and use the hashtags. If we use the hashtags, it's gonna be broken. All right, cool. You know what?
I'm gonna say my cousin.
I'm gonna recant my vote.
Oh, okay.
And I'm gonna switch it back to your
Okay,
cousin.
let's go.
Only because I don't know nobody from that part of Florida.
We can do this. I feel good about it.
Right together, we gonna be wrong together. 3, 2, 1.
Move that van.
Surprise.
No, dang it! To my gosh, dang it! I talked you out of it. Eric Donta Johnson.
Oh man.
Yo, they think that is he smiling in that photo?
Just a little bit, yeah. That was an expensive game of tag you played, bro.
Yo, they took a selfie with him. That's wild.
Man.
That's wild.
I wonder is he gonna make that his profile pic?
You were doing so good, and I talked you out of it. Your instincts were correct.
Yo, man, it was. Yeah, daggone it. Always go with your first initial gut instinct, ladies and gentlemen.
Gotta listen to the gut.
Yep, anyway, man, we love y'all. Thank y'all for playing along with us. We're gonna do this again manana. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit share, most importantly.
We're gonna get it right. We're gonna get these criminals right pretty soon.
But maybe tomorrow. Anyway, man, we're gonna see y'all later, man. Thanks for riding.
See you guys later. Bye. Man.
Hey. What's up, everybody? What's going on? Y'all back, we love it. We all back together. Okay,
baby.
Set and stamp.
Yeah.
Right? All right.
Okay.
Yes.
Come on
so
now.
welcome to another Scrolling with Jen and V on your tubes. And we got our bevy of the night.
Babies already,
So
honey.
cheers to you, work wifey.
Cheers, boo.
To a great show tonight.
Absolutely.
Turn up.
We're going to turn up the heat because we sipping on tropical heat, y'all. The tropical heat. Shout out to our interns for coming up with this drink idea.
That's Hope, Calvin, and Serenity. We appreciate y'all for coming up with our drink tonight, okay? What a creation. And it's so delicious, right, V?
That's right.